Hello, I'm Don Johnson. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a clip going around by a YouTuber named noralties. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Basically, this person was talking about lolicon and essentially compared it to minstrel shows and Confederate statues, which, no, that's just bad optics. Like, you can tell by my complexion that I'm white as fuck, but like, so I'm maybe not the best person to be talking out on this issue, but like any African American people, y'all can let me know what you think in the comments below. But like, from where I'm standing, this is pretty bad optics. As look, look, Confederate statues are literally commemorating and making heroes out of actual real life fucking racist traitor slave owners that's entire goal was to keep black people subjugated as slaves and keep in place a system that was meant solely to keep people under others and allow people to treat others however they saw fit because they were just property for looking different. Now, before any of you bring up, well, the white slaves, duh! Yeah, there were white indentured servants. White slaves were quite rare and didn't last as long as black slaves. So nobody cares about your fucking bullshit. Bye-bye. Now back to the point. Lolly is fictional, okay? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not gross, I'm not saying people can't criticize it, I'm not saying that it can't, that people can't see it and think, oh boy, I want to jerk off to real kids, or that people that don't watch it might not be already sexually attracted to very young children. Of course not. However, what I am saying is that it's nowhere near the same as making heroes out of real-life historical figures just to who wanted to subjugate an entire race of people. Out of real-life historical figures who were, these statues literally exist just to remind black people that they are below white people, which is not what I actually think. I'm just saying that the people who made these statues think that, and that is the expressed goal of these statues. Oh, and as for minstrel shows, again, another bad comparison here. Minstrel shows were literally, for starters, minstrel shows were basically based on real life attitudes people held of African Americans in the time. So if your entire goal is fiction can affect reality and make people do things they wouldn't, or think things they wouldn't otherwise, bad comparison already, because people already thought that that was just used. Minstrel shows were just used as a way to spread these ideas. And literally just made a mockery out of African American folks. Black people. Whatever the term is I'm supposed to use. Oh. Basically, these were just... Minstrel shows and Confederate statues are nowhere applicable to lollies. If you wanted to actually make an apt comparison, you could have gone with, like, these, creepy American teen dramas that portray having a teacher in their late 20s wanting to bang 14-year-olds as this cool, sexy, awesome relationship goals. Because, again, that is fucking the same level of creepiness and can inspire these ideas. Now, like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having, like, fantasies about, banging a 1400-year-old elf, or, having a teacher-student fantasy. What I'm saying is that fiction can affect reality sometimes. However, it's important to remember that not always, and look, you're allowed to criticize Lolly, as I stated before, but you I kind of think comparing, like, actual racist propaganda used to basically justify the civil, why there had to be a conflict over whether or not we should allow people to keep human beings as literal property and force them into hard, backbreaking labor and treat them as inferior, and gross hentai where 8-year-olds, and look, I'm just gonna be honest, they're 8-year-olds, they look 8, they act 8, they're fucking 8. Get plowed by adult men. These two are not really the same level of bad, in my opinion. Though I will acknowledge that I do find lolly hentai incredibly gross, and it's definitely not something I go out of my way to seek or enjoy watching. Well, that's favorite day. Bye.